You received a dream from O1, dragon underscore in underscore the underscore body that the newly constructed main Buddha image belongs to the dark side, the side of sin. This means that anyone who worships it will be abandoning merit and receiving the consequences of sin instead. What they will receive is suffering, sorrow, and illness, not happiness and prosperity. All the merit accumulated throughout life will be the moment you worship the main Buddha image of the dark side, the side of sin. If all the temple members worship the main Buddha image of sin, it will destroy all the merit that powers the subtle spiritual practices that O1 uses to subdue the various schemes of the demonic realm. If a dark-sided Dharma body Buddha image is erected as the main Buddha image of the temple, it means that the white side, or the side of merit, will be utterly defeated. The lives of all humanity will fall into the clutches of the demonic realm because O1 will be unable to fight. They will lack the merit to do so. No one will survive unless they have attained the Dharma body within themselves. They will die prematurely because their merit will be depleted, and karmic consequences will follow. This contradicts the many new projects announced by the temple, continuing from 2023 to 2024. After the Dhamma Yatra in early 2024, followed by Earth Day 2024, they intend to create a new design for the main Buddha image to be placed in every Buddhist home in Thailand and every temple. They plan to use the occult powers inscribed on the Buddha image to attract devotees throughout Thailand and the world. Simply put, once the occult powers are applied to the Buddha image, whenever they need cooperation, they simply recite the incantations, and everyone will easily comply, as if under a spell. Money will flow into the temple easily because they are under a spell. At that time, some argued that Luang Por O1 taught that those who can be affected by occult powers must have a lot of past karmic debt to be attracted to them. This is a lie. You have to listen to the whole story. It's precisely because of that very reason that everyone who comes to worship the Buddha will not have any karmic debt left. But because of this they, led by O6 since 2023, did something very first. They created 24 Buddha images on the Kokyu Pagoda. But the method they use is to lure people into making merit at a level they promise will create a strong karmic connection with the Buddha image, the stupa of Luang Por O1. If you don't want to be separated from it, you have to make a strong connection. You have to inscribe your name. Starting from donating tens of thousands of baht up to hundreds of thousands and millions of baht, according to your ability and financial means. But what they do isn't the Dhammakaya teachings, like when Luang Por O1 invited people to cast the sixth golden statue of Luang Pusad. They use sorcery, with a sorcerer performing the consecration. Those who inscribe their names on gold plates placed under the base of the Buddha image or in the central core of the image become willing disciples of the sorcerer. And they are then controlled by the sorcery of the sorcerer from that moment on. They receive the influence voluntarily, fully. They just don't tell you. And no matter how many images you create or how many times you place them, you keep receiving the influence repeatedly. Then they make it even stronger when they invite you to create 2 more main Buddha images, both representing the sinful side, golden Buddhas with black hair, with names inscribed under the base and in the central core. But when it comes to the teachings of the sorcerer, it means you'll become a spiritual follower of the sorcerer who is a Vidyadhara master in the first heaven. You think you're deeply connected to Luang Por Dhammachayo, O1. That you have a strong spiritual connection with him, but that's not true at all. In reality, Luang Por Dhammachayo, O1 knows nothing about it. They forged O1's orders and changed the design of the stupas in various places. They did this freely because the real O1 was unaware of anything, starting from February 2, 2019. This includes changing the stupa design, which O1 had previously announced in schools, stating that the stupas he would encourage his followers to build merit with throughout Thailand and the world would all be in the shape of a pink lotus. Everywhere a stupa is built to enshrine relics, it must have the same design. The decorative patterns may vary, but the base must be round because the stupa contains relics. And the lotus symbolizes the Buddha. The lotus is pink because O1 said that there are only pink lotus flowers in heaven. There are no golden or white lotus flowers. Since O1 intended to recreate heaven for people on earth to be familiar with, O1 decided to build pagodas in various places in the same style, a pink lotus bud shape. The sacredness is not in the pagoda itself, but in what is inside, the relics of the Buddha and the arahants. Those who worship and circumambulate the lotus-shaped pagoda will remember the Buddha with the pink lotus flowers. The lotus flowers that humans bring to worship the Buddha are normally pink. Even though white lotus flowers are seen in this era, O1 insists that in any heaven, there are no lotus flowers of any other color besides pink. Therefore, the intention was to recreate heaven for people to see. Therefore, if you see any changes to the shape and color of the pagodas in any center, province, in the country or abroad, it is not the real O1, but a false claim and the own idea of someone impersonating them. It may be fraud T and O6, or a combination of both, depending on what they want to do to accumulate heavy sin. Because disbelief does not mean it doesn't exist, but those who are unaware and participate in this misunderstanding, believing it to be from O1, are being misled and committing sin with them because the change in the shape and color of the pagoda is certainly related to money. The more gold a pagoda is painted, the more likely it is that gold was used in its construction. Gold is valuable and rare. Using it to build a pagoda is seen as a way to glorify its preciousness and wealth. However, the true purpose of building a pagoda is to remind those who see it of the Buddha and to bring peace and tranquility to their minds, allowing them to focus on the seventh chakra, the center of the body. Painting a pagoda in gleaming gold, therefore, means the pagoda is coated with worldly desires, arousing greed in humans because gold is something that people crave. Where there is a lot of gold, or a lot of gold is used, it signifies a lot of desire. Building a pagoda with gold thus becomes a way to fuel the desires of the human heart. Seeing and worshipping the pagoda does not bring peace of mind or great merit as intended by O1. Those who changed the color of the pagoda to gold and altered its design from a single lotus pagoda to one surrounded by 4 lotus flowers merely increased the construction cost, requiring more gold. Those involved in acquiring the gold for this purpose are filled with greed, as it presents an opportunity to profit from the gold scraps. Their minds are dominated by greed. When dealing with pagodas or anything related to gold, it's impossible to let go of desire or greed. Instead, they only think about doing more and more, to continuously acquire more gold scraps for their own benefit. If they didn't consider sin and merit, they wouldn't just collect scraps but would exploit the opportunity to hoard as much as possible. No one would know unless they told anyone. This analysis is more believable because there have been numerous subsequent projects, including the construction of a main Buddha statue, a gold statue of Luang Por Dhammachayo, and a strangely shaped pagoda, neither a person nor a pagoda, resembling a faceless demon, yet it was still designed and had to be gold. When the project to build a pagoda for the center began, it included a gold Buddha statue with black hair and a gold statue of Luang Por Dhammachayo. Starting from center 1 and spreading out, it became a continuous project where those involved received a steady stream of gold in every project that used gold and featured a gold color. Do you see how this is the rampant growth of greed, both consciously and unconsciously, which they have habitually exploited through cheating and corruption? They are exploiting Buddhist products directly related to merit and demerit, but they simply overlook the concepts of merit and demerit because the benefits are so clear and easy. This greed is continuously and vigorously encouraged. One can only wonder if there will be any people left at Luang Por Dhammachayo and its branches worldwide who have renounced their greed. But what I want to emphasize here is that every new project initiated in various centers, including the invitation to build and enshrine a golden image of Luang Por Dhammachayo and the main Buddha image of Dhammakaya, which is actually a representation of the dark side of Mara, has been altered to a flesh-colored appearance to avoid criticism or obstruction. The original intention remains unchanged. Look at the signs that are given to everyone to carry around while carrying the image. These are images of the dark side of Mara's Dhammakaya. A sinful intention from the outset, and everyone unknowingly carries this image of sin everywhere. And they will take it back home to worship. The subtle consequences are undeniable. When the intention is sinful from the start, the image clearly shows it to be sinful, glorifying sin, worshipping sin, thus receiving sinful consequences in return. Receiving sinful consequences causes the merit one has accumulated to be discarded from the body. The consequences of sin will attract the repercussions of sins committed in past lives up to the present, quickly manifesting their effects. It shortens lifespan, weakens health, and easily attracts disasters, accidents, and all kinds of calamities because there is no longer any merit to protect against harm or bring happiness and prosperity to that person. As they did in Amnat Jaron on February 22, 2026, this will become a model for other centers in every province throughout Thailand. Building a pagoda shaped like a meditating figure but without a face or body, it's neither quite a person nor quite a pagoda. Like a faceless demon, is more frightening than inspiring remembrance of the Buddha, instead of building according to the original design provided by O1. Like the Bang Pla memorial here, for example, O1 designed it with a large gleaming golden sphere at the top, symbolizing the Dharma sphere, or the inner light generated from meditation. Prominently placed on a pedestal adorned with vibrant lotus petal patterns in colors such as pink, purple, and blue. It serves as the Supreme Emperor's jewel, a symbol of imperial treasure for those who practice and attain enlightenment, who will reach the Dhammakaya. The intention was for a large golden jewel, so large that it could be seen from many kilometers away. This is because it draws on the human heart's natural inclination towards gold, creating a vivid image that, upon closing one's eyes, instantly reveals within one's being. Upon seeing the golden Luang Por Dhammachayo statue in the temple, one will gain the strength to meditate, and with eyes closed. The power and merit of Luang Por Dhammachayo will support them, making it easier to access the Buddha within themselves, as the stupa contains the hair relics of the vanquisher of Mara. The numerous reasons behind each design created by O1, especially regarding the memorial to Luang Por Dhammachayo, are truly remarkable. It's unbelievable that Mara, the evil one, could cause the hearts of those close to O1 to mistake a wheel for a lotus flower, refusing to absorb any of O1's virtuous conduct and high moral qualities. They only see benefits that can be enjoyed in this lifetime, saying that it's superior to the merit gained from attaining the Dhammakaya within oneself diminishes the value of the monument's design, which was so well crafted. Anyone who sees the golden pagoda with its dark shadows reflecting the dark side of sin into the heart of the beholder. The shape doesn't resemble a meditating figure because it lacks a clear face. It's not a pagoda, nor is it recognizable as something else. It becomes a faceless demon, terrifying and unworthy of worship or even a glance. It destroys all the merit for the sole reason of wanting to use a large amount of gold. If a large golden pagoda can be made, how much gold is needed? And they use this idea to sell the project to every center in every province across Thailand. In reality, their greed is the desire for gold every time an order is placed according to the customer's specifications, each center specifying the size, A, B, C, etc., for the entire new Dhammakaya Buddha image project. In the end, they glorify the sinful side of Dhammakaya by displaying its image in every home of those who bring it. That is bringing the image of sin into the home, instantly turning that home into a slave to Mara, awaiting karmic retribution instead of merit. This is truly karmic retribution. Each center has a proposal to choose the size of the faceless, golden demon pagoda they want to build. In total, each center will have projects that allow the central authority to use at least 3 pieces of gold in construction, and across at least 77 provinces in Thailand. If there's one center per province. But there's a tendency for there to be centers in each district as well. Can you see the greed of the initiators of all these projects? It's impossible that this was the real O1, Fra Dhammachayo's initiative. All of this has been explained in detail to provide a final opportunity to know the whole truth. If we don't want evil to occur from Wat Phra Dhammakaya and its branches worldwide in the future, the true owner of the temple needs to find out the truth first. Is Phra Dhammachayo really in the temple as the monks in the temple have been trying to make people believe all along? They need to find out whether there is a real Fra Dhammachayo or an impostor. With the intelligence of the disciples outside the temple who helped build it, if they are still alive and haven't been so deluded that they've forgotten the teachings of O1. Simply encountering one of O1s within the temple would reveal whether it's the real one or a fake. Our information has already confirmed this. There is no longer Fra Dhammachayo in the temple. Since the real Fra Dhammachayo left the temple on February 2, 2019, and disrobed on January 31, 2020, there is truly no longer a person in the guise of a monk named Fra Dhammachayo. The temple community should definitely not encounter Fra Dhammachayo in the temple. However, they must confirm this by searching for him themselves and informing the world. Since there is truly no Fra Dhammachayo in the temple, how should those who lied and used an impostor to deceive the donors be dealt with? That is the responsibility and merit that the followers of the real Fra Dhammachayo must bear. Do not remain silent. If we allow the temple, which everyone built for merit-making and to accumulate merit for themselves and their descendants, to become a source of sin and a product promoting sin throughout the country and the world, it will not only be a crushing defeat for the forces of good under the leadership of Luang Por Dhammachayo in this lifetime, but remaining silent and not helping to manage the situation properly will make one seem like an accomplice in evil because they are allowing evil people to use the temple and donations to commit sins. With our monks. And the worst thing they will surely let happen is none other than what was foretold in the dreams of virtuous people over the past year. Especially the latest dream of Ms. Na, a good woman who comes to the temple, who is approached by a man acting like a kind older brother, who invites her to participate in religious activities in Parliament, but then drugs her and leads her behind the pagoda to have sexual intercourse with him, easily using the temple grounds. She can't tell anyone because of shame. Anyone with a daughter who is a young woman and comes to the temple, can they be sure she's safe? Because this kind of drug is always available and can be used. If people at the temple aren't careful, don't adhere to the precepts, and are easily deceived, they will become victims. When the temple lacks true virtuous people, it will be filled with lust and delusion. A place with people who lack morality, who don't fear sin, and who have no shame in committing sins. In the future, the temple will become everything bad if the people at the temple don't wake up and find the truth about Fra Dhammachayo first. Other things will follow on their own. When the case against Fra Dhammachayo is revealed, rumors are spreading within the temple that he went to close the case for O1 last week, on February 17, 2026. As mentioned in the chat messages, this must mean that if that's true, everyone should be able to go to the temple to see O1. No one should obstruct them, and they should be able to find Fra Dhammachayo and bring him out. Media should be brought along to witness and announce to O1's disciples worldwide that they can see Fra Dhammachayo, whom they have missed for a long time, and hold a celebration to welcome him back as the leader to continue building merit for the sect. If there is obstruction within the temple, it shows that there is indeed a cover-up and wrongdoing within the temple, deception, and a desire to prevent anyone from discovering or revealing it to the outside world. If only a small number of people go together, and there are no reporters accompanying them, they might be arrested or silenced, like a trap. As for how and when to do it, they will have to use their own intelligence to figure out the best method, what kind of transportation to use, when and on what day it will be appropriate. Whoever can figure this out and do it will receive immense merit. All I can do is tell you the truth for the last time. I offer my heartfelt gratitude in advance to everyone who has a steadfast love for O1 and who will diligently do everything necessary to preserve the temple as a sacred place of merit for future generations of Buddhists to accumulate merit. Don't be selfish and think only of your own personal gain. Don't simply stop making donations when O1 is no longer at the temple. Don't think that way. Because if you allow the temple to be used by wicked people for sinful acts, it means you are not following O1's teachings. Put equanimity aside in personal matters. Put aside equanimity and act decisively in matters of the Dhammakaya religion. The Dhammakaya temple and its branches worldwide are matters of the Dhammakaya religion. Everyone must not be indifferent, but must act decisively to protect, defend, and reclaim the temple for the Buddhist people, so that it may endure permanently. Because even after we ascend to the Dusit heaven, we still need to receive merit from our descendants and those who come after us. When you come to make merit, to worship the pagoda, to pay homage to Luang Por Sad, Grandmother Chan, and the personal Dhammakaya Buddha image on the Dhammakaya pagoda, all that you have contributed will generate merit for us. Even after we leave this world and reside in the Dusit heaven or any other heaven, we absolutely cannot take the easy way out and save ourselves. May you think like a bodhisattva, befitting a merit maker with the ultimate goal of conquering evil and attaining enlightenment. May you be worthy disciples of Fra Dhammachayo, the leader of the eradication movement, who will pursue and vanquish all defilements, leaving no trace until the ultimate attainment of Dharma, following the teachings of Luang Por Sad and Kunya Chan. Conquer evil now, while you still have merit, breath, and life. Carry this immense merit and virtue with you, if you can truly reclaim the temple and return it to the path of Buddhist righteousness. Freeing it from the clutches of disguised Islam, this vast merit will surely accompany you to the Tushita heaven, bringing pride to yourselves. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Note, there are new followers who have already understood but couldn't remain silent, asking how to solve their problems. The advice is to follow the principles of O1, because each person has their own life blueprint for success. This can be achieved by starting with meditation. Before meditating, set your intention and pray to Luang Por Sad, Kunyai Chan, and Luang Por Dhammachayo. If you have the merit to solve or help O1 in any way, please let you know the method or approach, and let you know who to contact to achieve success. Then, let your mind be still, calm, and relaxed, without thinking about anything. When you are still and calm, you will find the method yourself. May you succeed. Amen. Before we part, there are 3 final dreams that reveal the truth, to be translated by a true expert. Dream 1. Friday, February 20th, 2026. Kiantawan dream. I was sitting on a large, spacious bus, completely empty. I was at the front of the bus with the driver. At one point, I saw the front of the bus, as if I were looking through the windshield. I saw the driver on my right, which is the left of the passenger. He was a handsome man with fair skin and dark eyebrows. I was directing the people in the bus, who were seated in rows from left to right, while I was standing and speaking at the front of the bus. The bus was swerving and cutting sharply, taking sharp turns. It wasn't fleeing from anyone chasing it. The driver seemed to enjoy driving immensely, almost as if he were teasing me while I was standing and talking in front of the bus. There were only as many passengers as the number of seats in the single row on the left, and 2 rows behind and on the right. I didn't count how many people were in each row. Dream analysis. The bus was going very fast, meaning this was the last express train. The driver was the real O1. My presence at the front of the bus, talking to everyone, represented Kiantawan, who was doing her best to guide everyone on this express train. The erratic and fast driving represented the group's journey to the ultimate end of Dharma, a continuous and unstoppable path. Because the driver was incredibly skilled and had to race against time and the forces of evil, and we were about to continue our journey. The number of seats on the bus represented the people in the group who follow Kiantawan and practice Dharma together every day. How many of them actually had seats and practiced every day? The kind that O1 sees whenever he infiltrates their group and visits? They have the right to stay on the train together until the very end. In summary, this dream is O1's dream to Kiantawan to tell those who believe in and follow Kiantawan that right now we are on the last express train with the real O1 who is driving. And our journey to the ultimate truth is without rest. We may feel dizzy or bumpy at times, depending on the swaying motion of the express train that O1 is driving, and it must navigate along the way, overcoming obstacles. Sometimes we may fall from our seats or be jolted around, but those who are not ejected from the train, or who don't get off at all, don't include those that O1 told Kiantawan to invite off the train. The intention is to invite them off first, then talk to them again about what they really want. Do they want to stay on this train together? If they want to go on this train, they must not be with any other train. That's all. Therefore, those we invite to leave, and who don't leave other groups that make them unqualified to go with us, are essentially riding two boats at once, on two trains with seemingly the same goal, but different methods and unclear practices. This means they have unequal faith, unequal morality, and unequal views, and therefore cannot go together. That's all. And when they don't return, because they refused our offer to leave the group first, it means they didn't have enough faith in us. Others got off the train on their own, and we invited them off with the condition that they return, but they didn't accept the conditions. Therefore, they didn't come back even though we opened the door for them. Only those of us who remain steadfast to Kiantawan are left on this last express train with the real O1. We will surely not be separated. So, besides Kiantawan and O1, who else could it be? Look at who consistently attends the meditation sessions. Try to count them and help each other as good friends, calling out to each other, following up, and taking care of each other every day. This dream is confirmation from the real O1 that all of us here have gone on the last express train with the real O1. Whether anything will make us decide to get off the train in the future depends on each person's karma. May you all receive merit. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. P.S. So, don't get off the train, leave the group, from now and forever. Let's stay together like this forever. The True Expert, Dream Interpretation, 4:40 p.m., Wednesday, February 25, 2026. Ream number 2, Saturday, February 21, 2026. A person close to Kiantawan meditated from 5:30 a.m. to 6 a.m., then felt sleepy and fell asleep from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. The dreamer was in a place resembling some kind of ceremonial pavilion, with seating for the presiding person, watching, observing an outdoor event, similar to a parade or competition. The dreamer saw themselves sitting slightly behind and to the right of the presiding person, and saw the presiding person sitting alone in the center, wearing a brown civil servant uniform, similar to a teacher's uniform. The dreamer saw with their own eyes that the face of the presiding person resembled the late King Rama IX, but in a younger version, with thick black hair and wearing glasses. The build was thin, just like King Rama IX in his youth. However, in their heart, they knew this was the former Fra Dhammachayo. But before the ceremony began, the dreamer saw the presiding person's body suddenly become as thin as paper and fold upside down, showing the upper half of their body. It was folded like paper. I was very shocked and quickly crawled over to use my hands and forearms to support the upper body that had folded down, trying to straighten it up. After supporting it for a while, I heard a voice say, "That's it. It's all right now." The dreamer then pulled their arm back to their normal position and slowly crawled back to sit in the chair as before. While watching the parade of groups of people in the open field in front of me, I suddenly turned and saw that this time, the chairman stood up, one arm supporting the back of the chair. But his upper body had folded forward, head first, half of his body folded down. It was like a piece of paper folded in half straight down. The dreamer was surprised that no one paid attention, no one saw, no one looked, no one thought to help. They were left hunched over, folded in half, for a long time. The show was on stage, but no one cared what the president looked like. The dreamer crawled again, this time reaching their arms forward and pushing their upper body, which was bent over, straighten up. They held their upper body upright for a while longer until they heard a voice say, "That's enough. That's it. Wow, I'm a little tired. I can't do it anymore." The dreamer slowly lowered their arms and crawled back to their chair, then woke up, hearing the supa, a Buddhist prayer, at exactly 7 a.m. Dream analysis. Because it was the birthday of the dreamer that morning, they woke up and meditated for half an hour, then got sleepy and went back to sleep, resulting in this dream. But dreaming during a meditation session and waking up to hear the supa means that the true O1 caused the dream. As for who they resemble, it depends on who the dreamer respects and admires. They would recognize them without any prejudice, and they would often be an angel, no longer alive on this earth. Dreaming of someone else instead of O1 is a sign of this. So, it means that O1 is giving merit to that person. The president of the ceremony in the dream is sitting still, which is like the meditation of the real O1 in the present. Fighting against Mara with the Dhammakaya meditation technique. The folded posture represents the real O1's current state of strength for fighting. Any activities in the courtyard are like a TV screen seen from the center of the real O1's Dhammakaya body. Therefore, no one can see the real O1's physical condition while practicing the Dhammakaya meditation. But O1 showed the dreamer that realistic image of O1, and out of kindness and shared merit. The dreamer eagerly went to help with their own physical body without thinking about the hardship, without even knowing who the person seeing them was. This shows that the dreamer is a humane person with a noble heart, full of compassion for fellow human beings as a constant characteristic. In summary, because it was the dreamer's birthday, the real O1 came in a dream to give a birthday gift and to let the dreamer know that the physical strength and daily meditation practice, both morning and evening, of the dreamer and the group they formed were seen and received by the real O1. Even though that morning the dreamer only managed to sit for 30 minutes before becoming too sleepy to continue and having to lie down, it seemed the dreamer had a cold that morning and needed extra rest. O1's appearance in the dream was a way of telling the dreamer that the merit from diligently practicing meditation twice a day was truly helping him. While he was meditating, it helped. But O1's duty is performed 24 hours a day, during the times the dreamer isn't meditating. It's like having no strong arms to support O1's body while he's performing his spiritual practice to subdue evil. But during the times he is meditating, it's like receiving strong strength to help O1 maintain his balance in whatever battle he's undertaking. This dream, of course, was intended by O1 for the dreamer to share with Kiantawan, so that Kiantawan could tell everyone that the dreamer is an example of someone whom the real O1 appeared to in a dream to let them know. This is to inform everyone in this group who diligently meditates 24 hours a day, even if they don't see O1 at all, or meditate every day without seeing anything, neither the divine light nor the image of the Buddha, that their progress isn't being made, yet they still continue to meditate. Even if it's just a few days or a short period of meditation, for O1, simply having the intention is enough to send merit. This is considered merit before the action itself, because merit arises in 3 stages. Even with meditation, if you intend to sit but only manage to come in and then have to do other things, you still receive merit before the action. Or if you come in and just fall asleep, you still receive merit while you're in the process, but you don't develop your practice because you lack mindfulness. But on times when you're not sleepy, you have the opportunity to place your mind correctly and reach enlightenment because your mind is connected to the schedule to participate in stilling the mind or to listen to your fellow meditators. Guided meditation. You still receive merit because your subtle body listens and develops. Even though your physical body doesn't know anything, the knowledge from listening to the Dharma nourishes the subtle body, making it wiser, more skillful, and knowledgeable. There's nothing wrong with joining this group. But if you want to develop your practice further, you now know that the merit from joining this group will always reach the true O1. But if you want to help them receive the full support of merit, you know how to do it. Whoever does it in a certain way will receive that kind of merit. Do what you want, there's no coercion. But know that today, the true O1 has no pure, wholesome merit left to send from other groups or anyone else. Besides our core group, Love O1. The missions you undertook while at Wat Phra Dhammakaya were filled with immense merit from disciples worldwide. Now, you can only do as much as your remaining merit allows, until you are completely exhausted. You reflected this exhaustion to those who dreamt of you. Your exhaustion is like a balloon that was once full of air, now barely able to hold its shape, yet ready to deflate and collapse, almost unable to stand. We don't know where, when, or what the real Love O1 is in this battle. You are not comfortable telling anyone because you possess incredibly fast clairvoyance. In a single blink of an eye, you can accomplish as much as you can in 1 minute. Each task requires immense merit, but its merit begets more merit. Therefore, while you are in this battle, if anyone happens to be meditating or lying down, they can still support you. If you are meditating fully, you can send your merit to you as much as you can. Once you complete your mission and receive the merit back, it will immediately be sent back to us who participated in the mission with you. And the prayers we offer in each meditation session or each day, if we receive the full merit in any given session, we can feel that our requests are being fulfilled. We have experienced this firsthand. Kyungtawan was deeply moved and felt immense sympathy for O1 after hearing the dreamer's account. Normally, O1 possessed immense merit encompassing countless heavens. But now only a few bright luminous spheres of merit remain from us, unaware that our inherent nature is truly pure when we are in this group and avoid all filth. Even if we don't intentionally meditate all day, if we do meditate even once a day, we shouldn't feel ashamed, because that purity of nature comes from O1, who purifies it for us every time we meditate following O1's guidance. We feel sorry for those who have fallen away from this path, because after all the effort of meeting O1, they were swept away by karmic consequences. If we stay with the core group, meditating regularly and listening to O1's guidance in the videos that are played each time, our inherent nature will remain pure. That will be our chance to receive happiness and prosperity when we have accumulated enough merit to fulfill our aspirations. Therefore, now that the truth has been revealed, whoever desires to accumulate merit can make time for it seriously. Set a goal to attain the Dhammakaya as quickly as possible. Because when someone reaches the Dhammakaya, O1 will come to you. First, you will see O1 in the center of your body because O1 will oversee the merit when someone sees the Buddha within themselves. In our experience, the great revered teachers have agreements according to their lineage of merit. There's Luang Por Sad, Grandmother Chan, Grandmother Thongsuk, and Luang Por Dhammachayo. This refers to the lineage that conquers Mara and reaches the ultimate truth. There is only that many. There was a monk who was ordained during the Dhammachayo pilgrimage and went on a pilgrimage. This monk attained the Dhammakaya within himself, even doing somersaults and not letting go. He was very still and firm. The monk said that he saw Luang Por Sad on one side and O1 on the other. It was as if the two deities agreed on who would take care of him. And the one who took care of him would stay, while the one who didn't would disappear. However, that was many years ago, about 10 years ago. If any of us who are in the lineage of Luang Por Sad or Grandmother Chan meditate and reach the Buddha within ourselves, and see Luang Por Dhammachayo in the center of our body, don't be surprised. That means Luang Por Sad, Grandmother Chan, and Grandmother Thongsuk have been reborn. I'm telling you this beforehand. Those of us who diligently practice Dharma every day, at least once a day, and truly meditate once a day, will surely have the opportunity to attain enlightenment. Because O1 doesn't look at other groups anymore. He doesn't look at people from inside or outside the area who don't know the truth. They haven't escaped delusion, so they won't come with O1. Their merit doesn't reach O1. To reach O1, one must have sufficient merit. Those who are in delusion are enveloped by delusion, like being trapped in a cage or a cave. The light of merit doesn't reach O1. And even they themselves don't see the light of merit. O1 doesn't see it either. This is the pitiful state of O1's children who are blocked from the temple from knowing the truth from us that will lead them out of delusion. Especially now. The temple is announcing many new merit-making projects, such as the 40,000 Temple Sangha donation on World Protection Day, the invitation of a new main Buddha statue, a large statue of Luang Por Sad, or the construction of a pagoda that resembles a faceless demon. These are all sinful projects. In 2024, there was a campaign to gild luck nimit, sacred boundary markers, and a lot of advertising. When O1, Mankon's son Kai, a figure associated with a powerful figure, stopped it. The temple stopped that project but changed to building a golden Buddha statue with black hair and a golden statue of Luang Por Sad. Building a faceless, golden pagoda, all about using gold in the mixture, and the profits pocketed by those involved along the way. They plan to expand this throughout the country and the world, opening new branches whenever possible. They expect to enrich themselves for life, but they only see one side of the story. They don't see that it's a sin, that there will inevitably be consequences. By the time they realize it, it will be too late. They might be able to steal the money and assets from the temple when it's seized, but they can't escape the law of karma. Whoever commits a sin will receive the consequences of that sin. But for those of us who have already boarded the last express train, this one, don't even think about doing the slightest evil. Don't violate the 5 precepts. Don't take it lightly, everyone. Directly or indirectly, it's best not to do anything wrong. The best and most important thing is to attain the Dhammakaya. Then you will be free from all karmic consequences. At True Wisdom Expert 6:30 a.m., Thursday, February 26, 2026, Dream Number 3, Tuesday, February 24, 2026. Ms. Na meditated between 9:30 a.m. and 11 a.m. and continued until noon. I fell asleep and dreamt. 1. When I woke up, I was on the ground. Looking around, it was morning. I recognized my surroundings as the yard of my eldest sister's house. 2. My eldest sister was sitting by the fire, preparing to cook. I asked her what she was doing and why she was sleeping on the ground. 3. She said it was winter, so they had built a fire and were sleeping on the ground. I thought to myself, it's summer. Why does she say it's winter? 4. Then I saw my mother walking towards me. I was happy that she could walk. The distance between my mother's house and my eldest sister's house is about 500 meters. 5. My eldest sister's house is on the east side of the paved road, and my mother's house is on the west side, but at an angle. My eldest sister's house is to the north, and my mother's house is to the south. 6. My mother asked my eldest sister if the cooking was ready. My eldest sister said it was, and then she put the food in plastic bags, sealed them with rubber bands, and placed them in the coconut leaf basket that my mother likes to carry to the temple. 7. But I noticed that my eldest sister had put the bags of food at the bottom, along with a plastic bowl with a red floral pattern and a plastic ladle for serving rice. But we wondered why there was no rice in that bowl, but we didn't say anything. 8. Looking around, we saw my sister's son at the jackfruit tree with some yanan vines there as well. We didn't call out to him what he was doing. 9. Looking again, we heard the sound of a large blue Ford tractor, which belonged to my sister's son-in-law. He was driving one tractor with his son on the other, probably going out to work or plow the garden. 10. We looked to the west and saw a married couple. They were at their house, which was across the street from my eldest sister's house. We wondered, oh, this couple passed away a long time ago, why are they still living in this house? 11. In the Korat dialect, this couple is called Father Rak Luea and Mother Rak Gurn because they were close friends with our father. But I didn't go to him because I didn't know why I would. In reality, he was already dead. 12. Then I asked my sister if Mr. Oh, my youngest brother, was coming back from Taiwan today, and how we were going to pick him up. My sister said we'd go with one of our family's cars, either a pickup truck or a sedan. 13. Then the dream flashed to the highway, and I was driving a van with 7 to 8 seats. I went with my eldest sister and we drove on the highway. 14. Then we picked up my younger brother. In the dream, we didn't go to the airport because I saw my younger brother sitting in the car and we drove along the highway. 15. Then I said, let me drive to Wat Phra Dhammakaya first, and then we'll take a shortcut. We turned off the highway and went down to the road below to go to Wat Phra Dhammakaya. 16. But wherever we drove, we only encountered dead ends and bad roads, meaning full of potholes, and we went through a forest. In some sections the road was very rough and muddy, and our car almost skidded off the side of the road. 17. In some sections the road was very narrow, but we were still able to get through even though there were trees along the side of the road. So, were we driving a van, or were we floating through it? I was thinking about it in my dream. 18. We split up and went down many different paths, but we couldn't find a way to the temple. We drove for a long time, in the dream, probably an hour. 19. Then, we parked the car at the end of a road to ask people around there. In the dream, I didn't see any houses. 20. Then, I saw a man walking towards me. I recognized him as Pete Thaworn, and I asked him how to get to Wat Phra Dhammakaya, 21. Pete Thaworn told me, "Don't you know? We can't enter Wat Phra Dhammakaya anymore. After this, you must practice Dhamma to attain the Dhammakaya and preserve the Dhammakaya teachings for future generations." 22. Pete Thaworn also mentioned Kyangtawan, saying, "Help Kyangtawan spread the word about preserving the Dhammakaya teachings and spread the word about O1. 23. Then Pete Thaworn told me to travel back home via this road. He pointed and I looked. It was a tree-lined footpath. I didn't notice what kind of trees they were. 24. I said goodbye to Pete Thaworn and walked back to where I had parked the car. It's strange how it turned out to be a son, even though we went to pick up my younger brother. But since things have turned out this way, we'll just move on. 25. As we walked past, I called for my son to follow me. And we saw a tree with ripe fruit. I remember that this fruit was edible. The ripe fruit was black, like pomfret. 26. So we picked and ate them. There was me, my son, and my eldest sister. But I could hear my niece's voice coming from somewhere, faintly. She's a Muslim niece. 27. I was thinking, wow, this area is part of Wat Phra Dhammakaya. This is the 196 Rai area. It's just forest everywhere. 28. We walked towards the car and saw a car. I was shocked at first, thinking it was our car, but it wasn't. It was a sedan, I don't know the make. That was being swept underground by water. They called it water, I don't know where it came from, but it was very strong. It was flowing underground through a cavity. 29. And I also saw what looked like coins along the edge of the ground in that area. They looked like amulets, but we didn't pick it up because we only saw it being swept away by the water. 30. That car. We saw that we thought we could help, so we went and pulled it to prevent it from being swept away by the water. In the dream, it was like pulling a toy car. We brought it and parked it on the side of the road. 31. Then we continued walking. Everywhere we walked, along the small roads, there were trees. In my mind, I kept thinking, why are there so many trees around the temple? It's like a forest. I couldn't even see the temple. 32. During this time, I heard Kyangtawan's voice saying, "Remember the dream and tell me the details because soon Kyangtawan will be gone." This is what I heard in the dream, but I couldn't see Kyangtawan. 33. Then we walked to the van and drove off to go home, but we drove and hit a dead end. We had to turn around and go another way. And we hit another dead end for a long time before we found a main road to drive home. Then I woke up around noon. Additional. 34. In the dream, when I saw Pete Thaworn, I was very happy and didn't notice what kind of clothes he was wearing. I remember it was dark blue. 35. The sedan was about to be swept away by the water into an underground hole. The hole was a circular opening in the ground, about 2 meters in diameter, and 1 meter deep enough to see water. The water was flowing very strongly, from left to right, but the dreamer could reach out with one hand and pull the car out. 36. The dreamer stood 1 meter from the edge of the hole, bent down, and saw amulets scattered in the soil around the edges. If gathered together, there would probably be about 2 handfuls. Some were round coins, some were in the shape of Buddha images, in various colors, some small, some large, similar to coins. One clearly visible one was the size of a 5 baht coin but gold-colored. Most of the coins were the size of 1 baht coins, some silver, some with alternating colors, and some oval-shaped. But the dreamer didn't pick them up because their subconscious told them that these weren't genuine amulets, but rather items that had been consecrated by the dark side. 37. Regarding Kyangtawan, a voice was heard in the ear. I remember hearing Kyangtawan's voice, telling me to remember the dream and tell her because Kyangtawan wouldn't be around to interpret dreams anymore and wouldn't see me in person. I analyzed the dream and summarized each point. 1. My eldest sister's house from the previous dream means it's next to the 196 Rai temple. My sister slept in the yard, meaning she had no house. This means that those who used to live comfortably near the temple will later face scarcity and hardship. 2. My mother's house is to the west, representing the 2000 Rai Wat Phra Dhammakaya. She came to get food to offer to the monks. My sister provided it, but there was no rice to put in it. This means that in the future, the temple will have no monks. Monks are the field of merit. Just as a temple without monks means no merit, a rice field without rice to eat. 3. The western area, representing the 2000 Rai Wat Phra Dhammakaya, was where the dreamer saw the spirits of a deceased man and woman, whom they considered like adoptive parents, residing. This is an analogy that in the future, Luang Por Sod and Grandma Chan, who have their own shrines and statues, will be able to reside in the temple in their subtle or celestial bodies, but Buddhists will not be able to. 4. My sister's son and son-in-law make a living by gathering and selling forest products and working as tractor drivers to plow orchards. This signifies that the lives of those living near the temple will eventually become those of ordinary farmers. 5. I'm going to pick up my nephew who is coming from abroad. This dream is related to the airport and is a connection to a dream about Wat Phra Dhammakaya. 6. I can't find the familiar Wat Phra Dhammakaya. I only find forest, muddy paths, narrow roads, trees, and a dead end. This means that there will be no more Wat Phra Dhammakaya to enter. According to the dream interpretation, this means at least 2 months from the date of the dream, which was February 24, 2026, plus 2 months equals April 24, 2026, 2 days after Earth Day. 7. I met P. Thaworn, the sculptor of the Buddha image for O1, who has passed away. He told me that the real O1 is saying, 7.1 We can no longer enter Wat Phra Dhammakaya. 7.2 The dreamer should practice Dharma to attain the Dhammakaya and preserve the Dhammakaya teachings for future generations. 7.3 The dreamer should help Kyontawan spread the word about preserving the Dhammakaya teachings. Spread the word about O1. This means that O1 wants the dreamer and everyone who reads this dream from Kyontawan to tell them all 3 things. This means that what Kyontawan is doing is truly O1's will. Tell everyone, so the dreamer and everyone else can be assured. The most important thing that O1 wants the dreamer to do is a great merit for the dreamer, received directly through O1. 8. P. Thaworn shows the way home, which requires walking through a forest. Home refers to the 196 Rai Wat Phra Dhammakaya. The people who went with the dream, who have merit with Wat Phra Dhammakaya, are now with the dreamer, the son and the eldest sister. 9. They encounter a tree with edible fruit. After eating the fruit, they hear the voice of a granddaughter, who is an unseen Muslim, telling them that the 196 Rai Wat Phra Dhammakaya has become Muslim property and is no longer a temple. Therefore, eating the fruit from the tree is no longer sinful. 10. The forest disappears completely, obscuring the 196 Rai temple. This indicates that Muslims have seized Wat Phra Dhammakaya. He abandoned everything, neglecting its care. 11. When the dreamer walked to their car, they found a sedan being swept away by the water. The dreamer easily pulled their car out and placed it back down, saying that the car's owner had donated it for charitable use. The car's owner had used it for sinful purposes, almost causing it to be sucked into the water and damaged. However, the merit of the donor allowed the dreamer to find and save it. 12. The underground sinkhole with strong currents of water was due to heavy karmic retribution for the sin of selling fake Buddha amulets. The greed of many who conspired to do so attracted the water, which drew water from the normal ground, creating a channel and sucking up everything above. The car, being nearby, was also sucked in. 13. Ms. Na walked along a small path lined with trees, like a forest. This means she walked from the front of the temple where the parking lot had the underground sinkhole, into the area of the monks' quarters. She then heard Kyontawan speaking in her ear, but there was no physical person. The message was, remember the dream and tell everyone about it, because Kyontawan will no longer be here to interpret dreams. This was a Dhammakaya technique of O1, speaking in Kyontawan's voice to the dreamer, speaking on Kyontawan's behalf. This means O1 wanted Kyongtawan to tell the dreamer, but Kyongtawan was unsure. It doesn't say anything yet, it's just the dreamer confirming things to Kyongtawan to reassure her. 14. Driving around in circles many times because of dead ends indicates that she was driving on a road in the area of the monks' quarters behind the temple, so there's no main road. It also means that in the future, the 2000 Rai temple area will be inaccessible, but the 196 Rai temple area will still be accessible, though on foot because it's no longer a temple. There are no monks living there, but there are Muslim women living there. All the points in this analysis are the interpretation of this dream. It's okay if anyone doesn't believe it, but this dream is a clear message from O1, conveyed by P. Thaworn, confirming that Kyongtawan has been working for the real O1 all along and is about to change roles in this lifetime. In the future, if Kyongtawan is no longer here, O1 will bestow merit upon Kumna, the virtuous one who received this dream's message. If anything happens in the future, O1 will let her know through another dream. Kumna should remember the dream and tell everyone in detail, but there's no need to interpret the dream anymore. Everyone who reads this will understand. Sadhu, at the True Knower 6:36 a.m., 2. February 26, 2026 PS. While Kyongtawan is away, if you have any dreams, you can share them with everyone without needing translation. From now on, if O1 wants to convey something through dreams, Kyongtawan thinks O1 will do so simply and directly, without needing translation. From now on, you will be the representative in conveying dreams to everyone without translation. Everyone has read many of Kyongtawan's translated dreams and should have a basic understanding of how to interpret them themselves. From now on, you can post your dreams on Kyongtawan's Facebook page. As for Line, please announce it in Kyongtawan's Line group and help manage the meditation group to ensure everyone attains enlightenment. The merit that P. Thaworn mentioned in your dream is actually O1 telling everyone that, 1. From now on, people from the temple will no longer be able to enter Wat Phra Dhammakaya because no one is alert enough to ask O2 for the truth or to find O1 to see if they are actually in the temple, so that everyone can escape the delusion of being deceived in time. This allows the corrupt to commit all sorts of evil deeds. Until the day Wat Phra Dhammakaya was successfully taken over by Islam through their long-planned scheme, and the temple followers and children of the former Phra Dhammachayo O1 became victims of deception by a fake Phra Dhammachayo for life. Not only did the children who respected and loved Phra Dhammachayo, no matter how much they loved him, were deceived by the impostor into losing all their money and merit, they were lured into making sinful donations, accumulating sin every time until their merit ran out and karmic retribution cut short their lives, leading to premature death and leaving many children orphaned, a truly tragic loss. 2. After this, practice Dhamma to attain the Dhammakaya and preserve the Dhammakaya teachings for future generations. 3. Help Kyongtawan spread the word about preserving the Dhammakaya teachings and the story of O1 to those who will follow later in their journey to accumulate merit. You can search and share information from the Kyongtawan page, the books stored in photo albums, and from YouTube videos on the Mtuan Suk channel. Playlists Dragon Hiding Body and Master Dragon in both Thai and English. From now on, may the following virtuous individuals, Kanitha, Amornrat, Tawirong, Elisa, Ampa, Wikian, Lawan, Warachai, Laksana, and Manashi, if they receive any dreams, please recount them in detail to Kumna so that they can be printed as a message and posted on the Line group and the Kyongtawan Su Sudhamma Facebook page to share with Kyongtawan followers. May you receive blessings in advance. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.